Hello, travelers. We're going to just get right into the reading today. I have the Casanovas here today. I don't use him very often because he requires a lot of strength from me. One card has already presented himself. It is the Ten of Swords, and it has presented itself upside down. Now, this reading is not for any specific sign, nor is it for any specific time frame. I have asked my guides to simply channel through me whatever message it is that they wish to impart. So, as with any open reading, take what you can, disregard what you cannot. For those people who are always emailing me, asking me how much are my readings, you can go to the eye in the corner of every single video, click on that, and it will take you directly over to the website, and you can read everything that you need to know about booking and readings with me. What they cost, what your options are, all of that stuff is on the website. Click on the eye, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and pull this other card over. It is the Seven of Coins. Now it makes sense. Okay. Let me get the rest of the cards down. Well, isn't that interesting? Very interesting. Well, even more so. There is the Six of Coins. I have two major arcana cards here. Quite different messages. The two cards themselves. And I'm going to not go with the particular meanings of the cards because each deck has their own different language. So I'm just going to basically the story is not very cohesive right now. It's pieces are falling into place. And maybe as I go along in the reading, it will all kind of coalesce together. I think for those of you who don't know anything about the tarot, it's divided into two groups. We have 22 cards that are known as the major arcana. Those are our life lessons and our spiritual lessons, or our karmic, what do you call it? Our karmic lessons. Those things that we are here to experience, learn, and develop on this plane, the physical plane, so that we can grow and evolve spiritually on the other plane. And for some of you, the concept that the two exist simultaneously might be a little, I don't know, maybe you've never considered it. And so what you do is you live the physical plane, and then you perhaps sometimes worry about the afterlife. The two exist simultaneously. This is how past life karmic interferences can affect your current incarnation, where you are right now. I have the Hierophant and I have the Death card. Now, normally I don't read reverse cards because they don't speak to me that way, but this reverse Ten of Swords is trying to tell me something. Let me show you what it looks like right side up. Someone who is mentally exhausted, is tired, perhaps has no more fight left in them, and maybe even feeling a bit old, diminished, tarnished, low life force. But it has presented itself upside down. And this tells me that this is the energy of someone coming out of, in some way they're coming out, or maybe a recovery. It's a slow recovery. Why? Because it's a 10. And but the person is still in the space of, I would say, depression. But they are really trying to rally all of their mental energy to figure out what to do. We can see that the candles are burning, okay? And it even kind of looks like the trident of Neptune, okay, or pitchfork, however you want to look at it. But we can see that there's an illumination of something coming from underneath the surface, because now those candles are like on the floor. They're burning towards the floor. And we can see that those 3 swords there, okay, 3 swords have been put to rest now, okay? And these, I guess that would be 6 swords are now up for grabs, okay? They're kind of stuck to the ceiling and they're up for grabs now, all right? But the person still doesn't have the energy as of yet to just pick that sword up next to him and do whatever it is he needs to do. But it is about somebody who is coming out of something, or really trying to come out of something. And I have this, there are a lot of coins in this spread. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. It even ends with the overall energy of the 6 of coins. And in one respect, this can be about someone's finances, in one respect. But really the message that I'm getting is it is someone who is really, really at odds with their values. Here is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant speaks about values. He rules the sign of Taurus. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. Venus is co-ruler of both Taurus and Libra. In Taurus, Venus herself simply wants to concentrate on her own self. So she has a selfish love of beauty. She really is, in Taurus, she is all about her own pleasure. Whereas in Libra, it becomes about the beauty and the pleasure and sharing that with another person in partnership. Doesn't matter what kind of partnership. There is the creative aspect of Venus, because why? She loves art, she loves music, she loves beautiful things. So to me, it kind of speaks about someone who is kind of at odds with what their values are. Not that their values are incorrect, or that they have been, what is the word? They have been, or wrong. Let me put it that way. It is simply that I think what is happening, what the cards are trying to tell me, is that this is about someone whose value system no longer serves them. Okay. In other words, it's a shift. It's a change. Why? Here's the Death card. And the death card is about the ending of things. What happens to me? Who comes for me at the end? What happens to me at the end? You see this beautiful woman who's approaching this old elderly person, awaiting the kiss of transformation. Okay. Death is not an ending. It is a transformation. And at some point in time, we are all asked to really take a look at what needs to change in our lives. Who and what is most valuable to us, because there are some things that you cannot put a price tag on. What is most important to you, and why is it most important to you? And have you been living those values that really support your own growth and your own happiness? Or have you been doing and living values that have supported other people? Okay, typically what will happen for some people is our parents give us a set of values, and we live those set of values as best we can. And then as we grow up, some people are able to live those set of values their entire lives. And then there are some of us who call into question those values, because what worked for us as children or young adults no longer work for us where we are now. So it is about trying to get to the truth of what is of value to you, and how do you bring that forth so that you can live your most authentic life. Now, in one respect, I'm looking at this Seven of Coins, and the Seven of Coins with this Ten of Swords and the Hierophant. The message that I'm getting is it's someone who's tired of, in a sense, kind of getting something for nothing, or that whatever pleasures that they have been getting are just that. They're kind of hollow pleasures. They don't really mean anything. It's just, I'm going to go through the motions. It kind of makes me feel good, you know. And again, that's kind of what Venus is all about. Venus is in Taurus can be about those sensual pleasures, what we can smell, see, taste, feel. So we're someone who is experiencing or participating in, or who is going through the motions of those sensual pleasures, but there's something missing there. Here is the, what do you call it? The Page of Coins. And the Page of Coins in this deck is not someone who's a student. The Page of Coins is someone who seeks to buy whatever it is that he sees. Okay? In other words, I got enough money to do this, or I'm going to make enough money to do that, and I'm just going to, this is how I'm going. It's about having greedy eyes and purchasing, looking around to see what can I do next? What other earthly pleasure can I indulge myself in now? It is also about some kind of new element being introduced. But we can see from this, someone's trying to recover from that. Okay, they're actually reprioritizing or rethinking. That's what the swords are about. They're about thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications. Because we know that this particular energy will have to end. It no longer serves me. Well, that's how I got my butt in this position in the first place. You know, it no longer works and supports where it is I'm trying to go, or what it is I should be doing. And I can't do it anymore, or trying to figure out how to change that particular narrative. And this can simply just be the narrative of self-talk, that script that you have in your own head. Now, we have this Ten of Wands, and in this deck, this Ten of Wands is always a very ambiguous card for me, because it represents someone who takes a gamble. So this could be about somebody who maybe has been gambling, has been speculating, but it also speaks to perhaps having a lot of responsibility, other people counting on them, other people, this person being responsible for a whole lot of other people. Okay. And maybe the person is at the stage where they feel that they can no longer carry that particular kind of weight. All right. So the question becomes, how do I impart that information in the most diplomatic, high-minded manner that I possibly can. Okay, because in this deck, the Knight of Wands represents diplomacy and the upholding of other people. Again, it kind of goes along with this 10, and there are 2 10s here. So this is the end of a cycle here. One cycle, I think, has already come into being, or is trying to manifest itself into being. This may be that maybe someone, I don't sense that there's been a financial loss, but it kind of reads like somebody who's been, or at least in the energy of feeling that they've been working very, very hard to support lots of other people, and they're not really getting anything out of it. Okay? And so now something has come in, a new element has come in to say, okay, you're going to have to take another gamble. You're going to have to take another risk. But this time it's going to have to be a risk of self. All right? I'm going to have to take a gamble on my own self this time. And how do I give this message, you see? And maybe that person, this is something that they're struggling with, and they just don't have the energy right now to kind of figure out how to give that message, because we see the Death card. So this could be literally someone who may have just given up on trying to say that, or trying to figure it out. Maybe they don't really have the energy. But then we see this Ace of Pentacles come in. And the Ace is an opportunity. All aces are opportunities. And they're related to the 10 cards. Okay? So this energy will be changing. Eventually this will be an Ace of Swords. Eventually this will be an Ace of Wands. But we see the Ace of Coins is not only really a financial opportunity, but it is really an opportunity to do something a different way. It is really it's about the physicality of doing the work. And then I have this King of Coins. And as you can see, there are Tower cards here in each one that loom prominently. And this, to me, in this card, this Tower is the sudden realization that, hey, I need to do something different. And I need to do it in a different way. The expanse of water speaks to lots of emotions there. But in this card, the Tower speaks to the fear of crumbling things. Someone who cannot even show or feel that they can't show their true selves. If they do, things will come crumbling down. So I'm going to hold on to this. I'm just going to, that's the Ace. He's holding on to that Ace. I'm just going to hang on to this for a moment. Okay? I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Am I doing what I want to do, or am I doing what others tell me I should do? I have been doing it this way for a very, very long time. Because why? Because I don't want to offend or hurt anyone. I want to uphold the dignity, and I want to be diplomatic. I want everyone to share in whatever it is that I'm doing. But that person's really hanging on to that coin. And I'm going to have to go to the book to give you this interpretation. Now, in one respect, I also feel that there is some kind of financial deal tied to this, or some kind of questions of finance, or some kind of conflict, financial conflict. Why? Because I have the Taurus card here. And Taurus rules your house, your apartment, your roommates, bank accounts, 401ks. It rules the stock market. It rules Venus. It rules money, but your own personal possessions. And he is going to be representative of either an earth sign, which would be a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. Let me go to the book because this king is trying to tell me something and I want to. Right. Ambition, threat, practical intelligence, success, and material power. And I feel the energy that's coming off the card is that the person is threatened by, I think, the kind of power that they wield. I don't think the person really is comfortable with the power, the kind of power that they have. Maybe people don't even know that this person has that kind of power. I think that the person is afraid to take a gamble or to take a risk. Now, what are they afraid to take a risk of? The cards aren't telling me that. So I'm going to go to the Sabilas to see if maybe they can give me a bit more information. The overall energy, however, is the Six of Coins. And in this card, it is the envy and coveting that which is not yours. Spy, curiosity. It could also be about gossip. But we can see that this person is, the sixes imply a nice balance, yeah? But in this deck, and the reason why I say that is they're evenly lined up. So there's a nice balance here. And this is a balance on the earthly plane, okay? So there is some kind of balance there, but we can see that, again, it goes back to that there's something missing. We see this person peeking in over at a woman undressing herself. So I don't know if this has to do with a female or if the female is representative of those qualities in which the person is envious of, but it doesn't, that doesn't quite fit for me. I'm not exactly sure what that female represents, if it does not represent an actual person. Let's I want to go first to the Seven of Coins. It's just somebody, it reads like somebody who's just kind of going through the motions of something. Why? Because it's coins. They're just doing something to be doing something. But there's kind of like no rhyme or reason to whatever it is that they're doing. What I do not see here are cups. Excuse me. And that could, excuse me, could be what the problem is. You see, everybody assumes that Venus is about love and beauty. That's true. But Venus is not that deep kind of love. It's that superficial kind of love. Okay? There are no cups here. Lots of coins. Lots of coins. See, and there's 3 wands left on the table here. So that means there's 7 wands back here. And this to me indicates an internal conflict about who to do business with, who to invest their energy into, or what they need to be investing their energy in. That's what the wands speak to. How do I get fired up to keep going. I also feel that there are a lot of maybe governmental regulations or rules, or I can't quite kind of pick up what this is. And the reason why these buildings all look very, very official, very official. Um, on the off chance, this may be that someone might be inheriting something, a legacy being left to them of some kind, property, finances, maybe a bunch of stuff. I don't know. And if that's the case, now this row makes a little bit more sense to me. This is a release from having to continue to be superficial. That doesn't quite fit what the cards are saying. I don't have the words for it. I'm being shown things, and I'm kind of struggling with putting words to it. There is a sense of vastness in this card. Um, what it implies, this implies it being a church or a house of worship, that there should be this um, certain type of energy there, because it is a place that is filled with, let's say, holy energies or holy spirits. But it feels as though it feels very cold. It feels, and very rarefied. That's the word. A different type of energy, but not one that lends itself to spiritual comfort or consolation, or even an atmosphere in which a person can would feel comfortable in expressing what their deepest sorrows are, or what their prayers are. There's what looks to be, there's some kind of open portico. It might be a door. I can't tell from the distance that it's drawn on the card, but for some reason it reminds me of a fireplace. There's no fire there. That's the message. There's no warmth there. That's the message that I'm getting. Now let's take a look at this Ten of Swords. Casanova always makes me work hard. He really does. He makes me work very hard. There's something about the gold and white, the crumpled sheets in that card that this is someone frozen in time. Mentally. All right, let's take a look at that and see what that Ten of Swords is really trying to tell us. That's quite interesting. Because there are two pillars here that are not like any other pillars that I've seen in these cards. It's not to say that they're not in the deck, but I haven't seen any like this. They look like two phallic symbols. So I don't know if this is a duel between two men. He can be like a mentor or a father figure, a counselor of some kind. I don't know if maybe this is someone who is struggling with their sexuality, who has been upholding the values of what they have been told is correct. How do I break that news now? How do I do this in the best manner that I can? How do I risk alienating myself from all of these people that have been depending and supportive of me? Do I uphold those same values even though I'm not comfortable in them? Like I said, it doesn't, those just kind of stood out, the two pillars there that sit by this retaining wall. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Ten of Swords, this reverse Ten of Swords. Let's see what the desperate jealousy, the alegria, and the stanza. I feel what the three cards are telling me. The desperate jealousy is excessive attachment to a situation. Alegria, family and friends. And the stanza. Now, this is, I feel, because this card can also be about fear. Okay? And I feel that this is someone who, it's almost as if they're trying, there's a change coming in the way they want to interact, or the way they want to in the way that they are thinking and viewing about their friends and their family. Here, this card says, you know, this is the way I've always done it. Here is the, and that's what I'm expected to do. And I might let people down, so, you know, and that bothers me. But look, here's the stanza. There's nobody that this person can talk to about that. There's no communication about that. Let's look at this new element that has introduced itself here, because this new element is not an element that is good. All new things that come to us are definitely not good things. And there is, excuse me, a knighting of this Hierophant with this greedy page and this king who is afraid to... That's interesting, because that would in fact be 3 different aces. Mercante, giovani fanciulla, dileranti. Well, the new element is the feminine. The feminine. Do I go forth with this? I'm not even sure if it's good for me. The dileranti, stupid actions and stupid behaviors. I'm considering making, to me, this is that 3 of Wands on the table. Why? The Mercante makes business deals, negotiations, and contracts. Here's this giovani fanciulla. If not the younger feminine, then a new feminine. Dileranti, stupid actions and stupid behaviors. I don't know. I want it, but I don't know if it's good for me. And I know I can get it. That's what the page says. I know I can do it. I know I can have it. But is it going to be good for me? Well, what I really want to take a look at, I want to look at this message, this knight, this upholder of ideals, this leader. That's what it is. It's a leader. It's a leader. 1 second. And then I want to really look at the 6 of coins, because it's kind of... Letterato, discovery. Vecchia Signora, advice. Allegrezza al cuore. The message is coming through a discovery. The advice is to, because this allegrezza al cuore is happiness of the heart. This speaks to personal happiness, not that happiness that your friends give you. This is about, remember I was saying, it's about someone who's just kind of going through the motions and they know that something is missing. This is what they're missing, their own happiness of the heart. They can make everybody else happy by doing everything else for everybody, but they themselves aren't happy. And the message now, the advice is coming through. They are, I think, discovering, or the message has come that you should do what makes you happy. Yes? Okay. Let's look at this 6 of coins. Well, you know, because now, remember I was saying I couldn't quite figure out what that woman there, that feminine, was doing in this card. This feminine has turned her back. She is completely unaware. But yet she feels comfortable enough to be standing there with the door open. So it's like the door has been left open. Okay. Here we have the mirror. We see her, in effect, looking at herself. Okay. But now this person who's looking back over this, I don't think he knows what to do about it. Whatever is happening between these two, or has happened. It speaks to envy. Maybe the person is envious at the person that the feminine can be so open and free, and unflinchingly looking at themselves in such a manner. Maybe that person is envious. You know, sometimes you never think of men being jealous of women in that sense. We know that we can be jealous about each other, but to have a real jealousy, of different over, I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're trying to tell me, but I don't know. Let's take a quick look. Amalato. Doctore. Wow. Belvedere. Lamante. Male. Requited love. I think the person feels literally that the feminine has turned her back on him. The amalato, the sick person. The doctore. Really, the doctor. The doctor tending the sick person. Why? Because somebody else is looking in another direction, and we even see it here in the card. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Okay, let's pull I cannot. I'm going to pull him off the bottom. I want to, what he's afraid of. What is he afraid of? We have the dispiacere, the worry and the tears. Again, it reads like fear. Anxiety. And what is anxiety if it is not fear? Uncertainty. That's it. This whole reading has the stink of uncertainty all over it. Well, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't. The Sibilas don't want to cooperate with me today. Hang on. All right, 2 more cards. Il Nemico. Domestico. Now that came out yesterday. And to me, the 3 cards on this King of Coins here, threat. Practical, what is it? Practical ambition, threat, practical intelligence, success, and material power. To me, the Il Nemico, because he is completely cloaked and covered, this is someone who, again, is afraid that if they show themselves, that tower's going to come crashing down on them. It also speaks to, with this domestico, maybe someone who is going to try to make an effort, or who's going to try to return back. But look at what they're faced with. And this could also be that maybe they're worried that somebody else is already in the picture. You know, I don't know. All right, 1 angel answer card. If this reading did not, you know, I asked the archangel, one of my archangels, to come in on this reading. I'm not exactly sure that the angel I requested to come showed up. I think a completely different angel, archangel, came. Nevertheless, that is what I was supposed to pass along. I don't know if this means anything to anybody. All right, one card. And then I will pull a heart oracle tarot. Hopefully I'll read the right one. The uncertainty. If you're uncertain, take action. I guess that's what the cards are trying to say, but there's your card. Take action. See it? Again, it speaks to leadership. The card is drawn to me, even though it's an angel, it reminds me of the Roman god Apollo. Apollo was a leader. He was a rock star. He was a superstar. You know those little crazy you see in the Roman movies, the little hairstyle that they all wear. Well, Apollo had a very distinctive hairstyle, and men would, the young men of Rome would even grow their hair like him. Apollo was implied to be bisexual, but he was a patron of the arts. He was a healer. He's riding a unicorn. This is an angel, but it really looks like, it reminds me of a young Apollo. You can read all about the asteroids there in my asteroid ebook on the website if you're a member. Part of the Roman family tree. Look who has shown up. It's the magician. It's the magician. Now, the angels say to take action. The heart oracle tarot says to manifest. Well, you can do a lot of manifestation, but if you don't take action, nothing happens. Are you with me on that? The key words: art, create, focus, magic, clarity, intent. This is a time of great power for you. The manifest card is here to tell you that anything is possible. You have all the tools at your disposal to create whatever you desire. You have a variety of tools that can be put to good use. The ability to love unconditionally, to support, to cherish, to listen, to understand, to forgive, to be kind, to be joyful, and even to be silly. All of these are useful tools in managing affairs of the heart. Take some time to determine what your best tools are so that you can use them to work your own unique brand of magic around relationships. Before using these tools to manifest your desires, take some time to be clear on exactly what you want. A magician is always focused on his or her intent before working magic. You have the ability to manifest what you desire now. So take a moment so there's total clarity. What do you truly need and want? Is it in your highest good? Is it in the highest good of the other person? And will it harm anyone? Magic and manifestation are powerful. When you come from a place of love, you will generate love. Be clear, be honest in your intent, and take action to manifest your heart's desire. You do have what it takes to achieve this. The affirmation is, I use my power to manifest deliberately and with clear intent. And I kind of sense that the person or persons that this situation is, that the cards are trying to shed a little light on. The person already knows the manifestation possibilities. I think they are really, they are already a powerful manifester. All right, that's what I have for you. Again, for those of you who are interested in readings, or if you want to know anything about anything that I do, just go to the eye up here in the right-hand corner, click on the site. All right, so until next time, namaste.